Okay. Now I think we can begin.
The train now standing at Platform 1 is the 1327 Waterline, Service to Newry Harbour. Calling at James Street, Airport West, Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton, West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, Newry, and Newry Harbour. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
I should have set this up earlier. Okay.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry Harbour. Calling at James Street, Airport West.
You know, there's less
Cambridge
distance between
Street,
Farley and James
Parkway,
Street than I
Benton,
thought.
West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, Newry, and Newry Harbour.
Let's focus now. I need to be good at
We will
driving.
shortly be arriving at James Street.
1328
Please mind the gap
Waterline,
between the train
Service to
and the platform.
Newry Harbour. Calling at Airport West.
One of the few places where
Cambridge Street Parkway,
making the
Benton,
distance between the
This train
stations
is
only
called
1 minute
Newry
actually
Harbour.
makes sense.
The next
Eden
station
Quay,
is Airport
Newry,
West.
and Newry Harbour. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Service for all of the proud James Streetians out there. The rules I've established are quite simple. Do it on a public server, because if you did it on a private server it would be really
Welcome on
boring.
board this waterline
Don't
service
speed.
to Newry Harbour. The
Make
next
sure to stop
station
at all
is
the stations.
Airport West.
Etc. You know, it's mostly just common sense. Be a good driver. Do all the routes. That's the speed run. Note when I say don't speed, I mean don't don't like intentionally speed. Don't go 100 in a 30 zone. You know, be nice.
We will
Don't be a
shortly
TD.
be arriving at Airport West. Change here for services to Airport Terminal 2. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
1330
Airport West.
Waterline, Service to Newry Harbour. Calling at Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton, West Benton,
This
Faraday
is
Road,
Airport West.
Eden Quay,
This
Newry,
train is for
and
Newry Harbour.
Harbour.
The next
This
station
train
is Cambridge
formed of
Street
2
Parkway.
coaches.
I'm gonna be here a while. I'm gonna be here a long while. I don't think I've ever played SCR that long.
Welcome on board.
My estimate
Waterline
for this is
service
a little over
to
2 hours.
Newry Harbour. The next station is Cambridge Street
Well, I even
Parkway.
got 2 hours in the day to... Yeah. Got enough time. I've got time, you know? I've still got time. I'm just driving a train, you know, just having a good time.
We will shortly be arriving at Cambridge Street Parkway. Change here for services to Connolly. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Calling at Benton, West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, Newry, and Newry Harbour. This train is formed of
I need to carefully
This
measure
is
what I say, or
Cambridge
else I'll
Street
run out of things to
Parkway.
say.
This train is for Newry
I
Harbour.
was going to mention that old
The next
CSP was
station
better,
is Benton.
but now when I come back here, how many times in the run? Once again to Connolly, once again from Connolly, once again to Esterfield, once again from Esterfield, and once again to Terminal 2. I'll be here like 5 more times. And I won't have anything to say because Cambridge Street Parkway is just a very nothing station. It's a shame, really.
Welcome on board this waterline service.
I believe the current
to
station
Newry
is based off
Harbour.
of a station in Ireland. Like, it's a weird choice. It's a weird choice because, you know, this is based on the UK network. I mean, I'm fine with including an Irish station, but back when Cambridge Street Parkway was it was modelled off of Cambridge North,
Here for services to Stepford Airport
which
Central,
makes sense because it's named Cambridge Street
Leighton
Parkway, so
City,
you would base it off
Morganstown,
of a station in
Port
Cambridge.
Benton, St Helens Bridge, and Stepford Central. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Maybe I'm just a Cambridgeite. I bet there's it's a shame I don't know the demonym for Cambridge. For some reason, there's something in my mind telling me that it could be,
Eden Quay, Newry,
you know,
and
it could be a
Newry
Latin
Harbour.
one.
This train is formed of 2 coaches.
But the word that I currently have in my head is Camulogenum, and I think that was for
Newry
Colchester.
Harbour. The next station
We
is
already have
West
Colchestrian,
Benton.
so no, I think it's just Cambridgian. I think Cambridgeite is better. Adds a sort of offensive flair to it. Offensive flair. Bloody Cambridgeite. I'm allowed to say that because it's my nearest city. West Benton. We live in a society where West Benton exists.
To Newry Harbour. Calling at West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, Newry, and Newry Harbour. The next station is West Benton.
West Benton.
We will shortly be arriving at West Benton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Platform 2 for the 13:35 waterline service to Newry Harbour.
I'm gonna be here a lot.
Calling at
I'm gonna get tired of Waterline after this. I won't be able to drive Waterline for a week.
Newry and Newry Harbour.
This is West Benton.
I'll be so fed up with the announcer that I won't be able to... Slow down, mate. I won't be able to hear her voice without getting an aneurysm. She's already annoying as she is. She feels like she's got tissue stuck up her nose.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry Harbour. The next station is Faraday Road.
I should turn up. So I can look at the silly people in chat. And also because of disruption events. Like this
We
guy.
will shortly be arriving at Faraday Road. Please mind the gap
Next stop,
between
Benton.
the train and
Station
the
Benton.
platform.
Service to Newry Harbour. Calling at Eden Quay, Newry, and Newry Harbour. This train is formed of
I spent
two
this morning
coaches.
coming up with the route.
This is Faraday Road. This train is for Newry
And
Harbour.
I think it's about
The
as
next
perfect
station
as I
is
could make the
Eden
route
Quay.
because it goes through all of the stations once, and the only duplication is because there's an odd number of trains that terminate at Benton, and only one train terminates. Routes. Only one route terminates at Morganstown. So I knew that I would
Welcome
have
on board
to
this waterline
double at
service
least one of
to
them
Newry
because
Harbour.
for you
The
to
next station
always
is
go
Eden
from
Quay.
terminating at one and then departing from that same one, you know, you need to have two routes, one to go in, one to go out if you don't want to duplicate it. Benton, there are three routes that terminate at Benton, so I've had to duplicate one of them, and luckily the one that I've duplicated is the shortest route. Which will save me the most time.
We will shortly be
Now,
arriving
I
at
actually need to
Eden
consider
Quay.
how
Please
am
mind
I
the
going
gap
to
between
split
the train
this?
and the platform.
I'm going to split it such that
Calling at Newry
I
and
finish
Newry
I
Harbour.
finished the run. I consider
This
the run
train is
done.
formed of two coaches.
I consider the run done when
This is
the
Eden Quay.
like the summary screen
train is
shows up
for
when
Newry
I've
Harbour.
finished at Terminal
The
2.
next station is Newry.
So I'll split. I'll complete the split when I click on that button that says change route to Route 012, and I need to remember to do that because if I don't do it, then I lose. 3 minutes to Newry Harbour. Did I calculate that right?
Welcome on board this waterline
quite a long
service
time.
to Newry
Oh, it's
Harbour.
65 as well.
The next
It's like
station is Newry.
You speak English? Yes, I. Next station, Hampton Highgate. You know, there's a lot of stations about the network that are quite special to me. I think the first one that comes to mind is East Berrily, because a very, very long time ago I took a very early picture back at old East Berrily. And that right there are the
We will
memories.
shortly be arriving at Newry. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
This train is formed of two coaches.
Gotta be precise.
This is Newry. This train is for Newry
I don't know why, but it
Harbour.
gets so much more
The
tense
next station
when
is
you have a
Newry Harbour.
when you have a timer on the screen. When you have a thing that's ticking up, it's not even doing anything, it's just ticking up. If I'm late, I can't do anything. But it shouldn't be so tense. I've added that one cat, Sogger cat, to the background, so I have a companion.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry Harbour.
Give me life or give
The
me
next
death.
station is Newry Harbour.
Life or bath for dry cat. Life. Bath. Bath. Bath.
We will shortly be arriving at Newry Harbour. Please mind the gap
Why is he
between
putting
the
them
train
in
and
r/suspicious
the platform.
quotes?
This train terminates here.
He's
Will you change,
he heard
please?
me, he fixed himself. I love that damn cat. I love Wonkers.
This is Newry Harbour.
Fun fact, Newry Harbour is based off
This
of Kyle of
train
Lochash
terminates here. All change, please.
station.
Thank you for travelling with us today.
Really, I thought Kyle of Lochash was bigger than it actually is. It's got like a... I can't even remember, but... I thought it was like an actual town-sized town. It's not. It's Highland, Scotland, so what they call a town is essentially just a couple of houses put next to each other. Right. Come on, let's be smart. I've made it in time. 15 minutes. I expected I would make it in 16, which is convenient.
The train now standing
No,
at
I-
platform
it split,
2
it split, look
is
at that.
the
Haha, I did it.
1343 Waterline, service to Connolly. Calling at Newry,
There we go.
Eden Quay, Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton, Cambridge Street Parkway, Ashland Park, and Connolly.
I'm 2000.
This train is formed of two coaches.
Two oh. That's my head code. It's 2000. Why are you saying the thing twice? I don't even know. What? Why is just a hard question to answer in general. Oh well, of course. If I start the timer upon departing, then I wouldn't take into account the loading time.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Connolly. Calling at Newry, Eden Quay, Faraday Road, West Benton,
There you are.
Benton,
Glamrock Freddy.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Ashland Park,
I could have guessed he was a
and
kid
Connolly.
already.
The next station is Newry.
Nation Rocket Parade. Rocket Parade. Oh. Bad news for Airlink
We will
train.
shortly be arriving at Newry. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
There is a Newry station. It's also in Ireland. Northern? I think it might be Northern Ireland. But Newry Station doesn't look like Newry Station. Newry Station here is based off of something else. I can't remember. I think the real one has a Morrison's
This is
next door.
Newry. This train
Apart
is
from
for
that.
Connolly. The next
Somerfield.
station is Eden Quay.
Judge's Delivery. It should be a life goal for me to get my name on one of these commercial buildings, but I just don't have enough time to sign up for like the team. I don't have enough free time. I've got too much work to do. I feel like I could be a lead driver. I feel like that would, if I had a role in SCR that wasn't just, you know, playing the game, it would be lead driver. Driving is basically all I do. Bit of dispatching. Never really had the drive to go for guard.
Welcome on board this
Probably should.
waterline service to Connolly. Calling at
Connolly,
Eden Quay,
Connolly.
Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton, Cambridge Street Parkway, Ashland Park, and Connolly. The next station is Eden Quay.
The waterline announcer has the, like, the vocal equivalent of the ugly, smelly foghorn noise.
We will shortly be arriving
Slow down.
at Eden Quay. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Service to Connolly. Calling at Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton, Cambridge Street Parkway, Ashland Park, and Connolly.
Mind what you
This
press now.
train is formed
This
of
is
2
Eden
coaches.
Quay.
I'm gonna vocally
train
remind
is for
myself
Connolly.
that if I
The
accidentally
next
split,
station is Faraday Road.
then I can press page up to undo that. Have there ever been any two-car electric trains? Because all of the two cars on Waterline at the moment, all of the two cars are diesel. I've just thought about that. Have they even made any like two-car electric trains?
Welcome
Ever?
on board this Waterline service
Probably.
to
There might be a
Connolly.
rail car.
The next station is
Somewhere.
Faraday Road.
So I'm thinking, they're already like kinda adding a new train to 2.0 for Waterline. They're just replacing the 508 with the 313. Which is a shame because the 508, well, actually both of them will have been, but the 508 will have been removed from service from both real life and Stepford County Railway, but
We
the
will shortly
313
be
has
arriving
already
at
been removed,
Faraday
so
Road. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Ashland Park, and Connolly. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
what's with these FPS issues?
This is Faraday Road.
Is Benton busy?
This train is for Connolly. The next station is West Benton.
A lot of people on the server now. I joined when there was only one guy in it. Fills up quickly. But I'm hoping that I get a little bit of peace and quiet. So far, no one or no
Welcome on
disruption
board
event
this
has cut through my
Waterline
way.
service to
My
Connolly.
table is wood, so
The
I
next
can't touch
station
more
is
wood any more than I'm already
West
touching wood.
We will shortly be arriving at West
Measurements
Benton.
by Dave. I've
Please
never
mind the gap
looked at
between
that
the
building
train
before.
and the platform.
They really like making you spam the horn down here, don't they?
Ashland Park, and Connolly. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
This is West Benton. This train is for
I'm gonna
Connolly.
turn down my
The
graphics.
next station is Benton.
Hopefully that'll make it run better. The lighting looks worse, and I don't really like that. But at least it's still anti-aliased.
Welcome on board
Z-fighting.
this
Watch out.
Waterline service to Connolly. The next station is Benton. We will shortly
Oh,
be
slow down.
arriving at Benton.
The 30's like right here. I can't check the
for
train.
Services to Stepford Airport
I was checking the train for
Central,
passengers.
Greenslade,
Because I wonder if
Leighton City,
I wonder if anyone's going to join us.
Morganstown,
Join us
Port
on this wonderful
Benton,
journey. On this
St
wonderful
Helens
journey which we will be
Bridge,
having.
and Stepford
Which we will be
Central.
having.
Please mind the gap between the train
If anyone will
and
join
the
me
platform.
for at least a couple seconds until their Roblox client crashes.
Calling at
It's going to be a
Benton
wonderful
Bridge,
5 seconds
Hampton
with
Hargate,
whatever
Upper
kid on their
Stapleton,
iPad.
Walton Newton, Rocket Parade, Leighton, Stepford Road, and Leighton City.
Where's the W key?
This train is formed
Where'd
of
it go?
5 coaches.
This
Platform
is
1.
Spencer.
My keyboard literally lights
This
up.
train is for
51.
Connolly.
I have the
Waterline.
WASD shift
Service
control
to
and
Connolly.
space
Street
lit up on my
Parkway.
Calling
keyboard.
at
For no
Cambridge
reason, I
Street
guess so I know where
Parkway,
they are.
Ashland Park and Connolly.
I don't know.
This train is formed of 2
It's a vanity
coaches.
thing. Where is that going?
12.
I'd guess Airport Parkway. Oh, I'm not going across to Greenslade anyway, I'm fine. And they disappeared too. Just wondering if they would cut over my way if they were going Port Benton.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Connolly. Calling
to
at
Connolly now.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Ashland Park and Connolly. We will shortly be arriving at Cambridge Street Parkway.
It's Bugatti Love.
Change here for services to Esterfield, Farley and Airport Terminal 2. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
I often forget the
Calling
waterline
at
goes to Terminal
Ashland
2.
Park and Connolly.
I've saved that one for last.
This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Because if I didn't, then I would have to do the Route
This is
17 to get
Cambridge
out
Street
of
Parkway.
Terminal 2 anyway, so
This train
it
is
works
for
well as
Connolly.
we're
The next
finishing this
station
now.
is Ashland Park.
You know what? I've also brought snacks. It isn't gonna be here a while.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Connolly. The next station is Ashland Park.
Right, let's talk Ashland Park, because we won't have an opportunity any other time. Weird station. It used to have
We will
staggered platforms.
shortly be arriving
It used to be
at
the only
Ashland
it used to
Park.
be the only station with staggered
Please mind
platforms.
the gap between the
Now
train
it doesn't
and
have
the
staggered
platform.
platforms, but I think Woodhead Lane does.
Is formed of 2 coaches.
Ashland Park used to be the most boring station on the network. It had 2 platforms. I can't remember when it was updated. I do have some old videos back
This
from like
is Ashland
1.8,
Park. This train is for Connolly.
although I started in 1.4.
The next station is Connolly.
I went and downloaded. I wanted to check what was the exact date when I joined Stepford County Railway, and I believe it was the 21st, or maybe like Christmas Eve, or like the 23rd. You know, around that time of December, which is about 4 days.
Welcome on board
After
this waterline
1.4
service
released.
to Connolly.
And that was of 2020. Or no, it was
We
it
will
2020 or
shortly be
2019? I think it was
arriving at
2019
Connolly.
actually.
Please mind the gap
Or was it?
between
I
the train
can't
and
remember.
the platform.
I've been playing
This
this game
train
for like
terminates here.
4 years.
Change, please.
It's a long time. Alright, we're at Connolly. Buffers do not like being eaten.
This is Connolly.
Connolly's a really nice
This
town.
train
No one pays
terminates
attention
here.
to it.
All change, please. Thank you for travelling with us today.
You know, it feels like St Ives, but I know what St Ives looks like, and St Ives doesn't look like this. It's like got all the colourful buildings, but it doesn't have all of the yellow moss on the top of things.
The train now standing at platform 1 is the 1356
Newry now.
Waterline service to
This isn't what
Newry.
St Ives looks like. St Ives has like
Calling at
one platform.
Ashland Park, Cambridge Street
St Ives has
Parkway,
yellow moss on all of their
Benton,
roofs, which makes
West
it actually
Benton,
look really nice. I think
Faraday
the yellow
Road,
moss works
Eden Quay, and
well. I did go on
Newry.
the St Ives branch line because
This
it's the
train
easiest way
is
to get
formed
into
of
St
2
Ives.
coaches.
There's like no parking anywhere in Cornwall, so you park at St Earth, and it's nice that way because you park, you go in, You see, I'm slowly introducing my family to the wonders of public transport. By public transport, I mean trains. We ignore buses, because I'm like, I hate buses. Buses suck. Buses are just trains, but worse. I mean, they're worse at certain things. But if you have the chance to take a long-distance bus or a long-distance train, you take the train, because the train is faster and more comfortable than literally everything else.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton, West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, and Newry. The next station is Ashland Park. We will shortly be arriving at Ashland Park.
Cambridge Street
Please mind
Parkway,
the gap between
Benton,
the train and the
West
If
platform.
only the dev
Faraday
team
Road,
paid attention
Eden
to
Quay,
all of the places
and
in between the
Newry.
stations,
This
that they did
train
the
is
stations.
This is Ashland Park.
If only they knew how
This
to
train
model a
is for
tree.
Newry. The next station
Because
is
these are all just the
Cambridge
same
Street
tree, and they don't
Parkway.
even... Those ones don't even have, like... Oh, they don't even have the wood thing holding them up. I can't see them. Trunk. That's the word. And they're not even brown, they're green.
Welcome on board.
And what are
this
these meant to be?
waterline service
Bushes?
to Newry. The next station is Cambridge Street Parkway. We will shortly be arriving at Cambridge Street Parkway. Change here for services to Esther.
Hello again.
Farley, and
Welcome back to
Airport
Cambridge Street
Terminal
Parkway.
2. Please mind the gap between the
Benton,
train and the
West
platform.
Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, and Newry. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
This is Cambridge Street Parkway.
2N01.
This train is for Newry. The next station is Benton.
I also recently found out that they made a thing called the Stepford County Railway Hub site. It's just the website for SCR. And it's really cool. Because it's actually got like online timetables for all of the
Welcome on
stations.
board
You just
this
select the
waterline
server that you're
service
in,
to Newry.
you select the station, and then you can see the timetable for them. And it's really good because, you know, some stations don't have the timetable displays. It's one of the acronyms. I think passenger information screens are inside the
We
train.
will shortly be arriving at Benton. Change here for
It's the-
services to Stepford Airport
You know, it's the one to
Central,
tell you when the train's
Greenslade,
coming.
Leighton City,
Anyway,
Morgantown,
there's also a bunch of interesting
Port Benton,
statistics,
St Helens
like
Bridge,
most popular train,
and
most popular
Stepford
route,
Central.
most
Please
popular
mind
station.
the gap between the train and the platform.
That means we know the least used station in Stepford
13,
County, and it's apparently
59,
Ellesmere Pond.
Waterline, service to
But the thing
Newry.
is, are we
Calling
counting
at
that as
West
used?
Benton,
Because that's the least
Faraday
stopped
Road,
at station.
Eden Quay, and
It takes into
Newry.
account, like,
This
you know, all
train
of the
is
trains,
formed
the
of 2
drivers,
coaches.
what are the stations that
This
they
is
stop at.
Benton.
And so the least
This train
stopped
is for
at station is
Newry.
Ellesmere Pond, because no one
The
does
next
the route that
station
that's
is
associated
West
with.
Benton.
Is it that might be the Route 027? I remember when the 027 was added. It's a really good route there, except potential to Berrily. Short, urban, I liked playing those little routes. Mostly because I was
attention,
point
please.
grinding and Benton to Greenslade was getting kind of boring, so I went over to
Stepford Express.
the Route 027, which was also really good for peak grinding.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry. Calling at West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, and Newry. The next station is West Benton. We will shortly be arriving at West Benton.
Ooh, you know, I haven't considered
Please
this.
mind the gap between the train and the platform.
how am I going to use the toilet? I never thought of that.
Platform 2 for the 1401 waterline.
I'm going to have to
Service
do
to
it
Newry. Calling at Faraday
Newry.
Road.
Terminate at Newry.
And Newry. This train is
I'm going to have to
This
click on the
is
thing
West Benton.
that's going to send me
This
to
train is
Greenslade.
for
Get up the
Newry.
chair
The next station is Faraday
and
Road.
go really quickly. I'm going to have to do that. that's inconvenient. I probably shouldn't have, you know, started with the liquids. You know, they whet your you whet your appetite, and I guess you
Welcome on
wet
board
with a
this
no.
waterline service to Newry.
Is
The
that how
next
you're meant to
station
eat?
is
No one really
Faraday
taught me
Road.
how. I just put things in my mouth and chew. Am I doing it wrong? No, the thing is, I can't do it while I'm driving. It's not like I'm driving express. Everything's too close together for me to, like,
We will
set it
shortly be
to
arriving
a
at
speed and then
Faraday
leave it at
Road.
that speed.
Please mind the gap between the train and the
The
platform.
nearest one's, like, it's 90 all the way
Newry.
there,
Calling at
but there's just not enough time. I would overshoot the
and
platform, and
Newry.
that's illegal.
This train is formed of 2 coaches.
I'm not allowed to do that.
This is Faraday Road. This train is for Newry. The next station is Eden Quay.
You know, I've done like the first three routes I've done are like the longest. So I'd say I'm about a quarter of the way there.
Welcome on board this waterline service.
Those in the
to
middle,
Newry.
Greenslade to Benton, Benton, Bournemouth,
The
and
next
back
station is Eden Quay.
will be quick. No, like, take a look at this. I'm gonna get to Eden Quay about the time when that says, when this says, I'm pointing at it with my finger, I shouldn't be. When that says like 0. I can't go to the toilet in that time. It's too quick, too short. It's 2 o'clock,
We will shortly
I
be
can't
arriving
do the
at
Scottish
Eden
accent at the
Quay.
moment.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Calling at Newry only. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
I wonder
This
how big
is
this
Eden
recording is going
Quay.
to be. I have plenty of
This
space on
train
the
is
drive,
for
which I'm
Newry.
saving it to.
The next station is Newry.
But I wonder how big it will be. Because the longest video I've ever, you know, pressed record and let record for was probably that time I accidentally was playing Jackbox and I forgot to press stop recording.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry. The next station is Newry.
It was like an hour and a bit, but I can't remember how big the file was. This is much more involved file. Because I'm moving the train the whole time. It's not like I'm just sitting on the desktop doing nothing. Anyway, our next stop is Newry. I'm going to open the door and be really quick about things. And the door closes itself. Okay. Now, I'm going to be the speedest freak you've ever seen.
We will shortly be arriving at Newry. Change here for services to Newry Harbour. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. This train terminates here. All change, please.
Oh, slow down. Yeah, 15 mile per hour zone. Are you?
This
Okay.
is Newry.
Quickly
This
I'm going to
train
change to
terminates here.
Greenslade.
Change, please. Thank you for travelling with us today.
Get up. Change. Greenslade.
The train now standing at platform 1 is the 1407 Waterline, service to Greenslade. Calling at Eden Quay, Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton, Port Benton, Morganstown Docks, Whitney Green, and Greenslade. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Go, go. Oh, minimal time loss. That was completely necessary. And I'm not lying there.
Welcome on board this Waterline service to
I went
Greenslade.
I was
Calling
so
at
fast.
Eden Quay, Faraday Road, West Benton,
I was
Benton,
so quick.
Port Benton,
ran
Morganstown
over me.
Docks,
Ugh.
Whitney Green, and Greenslade. The next station is Eden Quay.
Let's go, as the people of my generation would say. Yep, there's that minimal time loss. It's a thing for me to improve on next time.
We will shortly be
Yes.
arriving at
We are going to
Eden Quay.
Greenslade. I did select the
Please
correct
mind the
route.
gap between the train and
We
the
are going to
platform.
Greenslade. We are on our way to Greenslade.
Calling at Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton, Port Benton.
I haven't met anyone yet.
Morganstown
All of the
Docks,
departure
Whitney
boards,
Green,
that's the word. All of the
and
departure boards.
Greenslade.
This is
This
Eden
train is
Quay.
formed of
They're all
2
empty.
train
No
is
one's
for
driving
Greenslade.
Waterline. This is a pretty full
The
server.
next station is Faraday Road.
But no one's here driving Waterline. I'm the one guy who's keeping this entire network alive. 42 minutes. It's 2:09.
Welcome on board this Waterline service to Greenslade. The next station is Faraday Road.
This time we get to go in a different direction. No more Cambridge Street Parkway for me until the latter third. So I think this route 10 is probably the beginning of the middle third.
We will shortly be arriving at Faraday Road. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Oh god, imagine how much, one, of a headache to plan,
Whitney Green.
and two,
and
how much time it would
Greenslade.
take, how boring it would
This
be
train is
to do
formed
this
of
for
2
Connect.
coaches.
Airlink might be possible.
This is Faraday Road.
Yeah,
This train
yeah,
is
Airlink
for
might be possible. It would take
Greenslade.
longer,
The next station is West Benton.
or I expect it to take longer. I don't know if it actually would. Because Airlink is a different beast. You do a lot of driving, meanwhile this is a lot of stopping. It's a lot of stopping at all the stations, and going really slowly.
Welcome on board.
But there's
this
only
Waterline
there's 9
service
routes.
to Greenslade.
Oh, hold
The
on.
next station is
You wouldn't
West
actually be able to do
Benton.
that because the route of 60 is exclusively for the 345, and that's the only route the 345 can do. So you would actually have to exclude that. So yeah, you do everything from the route 051 to 509, which is also 9 routes.
Benton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
It's the same amount of routes, but I would imagine it takes longer.
Whitney Green.
And you'll also have to do loads of like.
This train
Oh,
is
how would
formed of 2
reversing at
coaches.
Terminal 2 work? I don't even know. This is much more simple. This is the
West
simplest
Benton.
operator that I can 100%
This train is for Greenslade.
in one
The
sitting.
next station is Benton.
But yeah, maybe connectors for someone else to do, someone with much more mental fortitude than I. Back to Benton.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Greenslade.
No, the server's...
The next
Oh,
station
I
is
see. The
Benton.
server's full of guests. I was getting confused because no one's speaking, no one's doing anything, no one's on
We will
waterline.
shortly
What's
be
happening?
arriving at Benton.
No,
Change
the server's
here
full
for
of
services
guests.
to Stepford Airport
And
Central.
guests are basically,
Connolly,
you know, like
Esterfield,
phantoms. They don't
Barley,
exist.
Leighton City, St Helens Bridge,
Ghost
Stepford
trains, but the
Central,
trains are the
and
ghosts.
Airport Terminal 2.
You know,
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
shuffling between Stepford Victoria and either Airport Central or Leighton City.
And
Going
Greenslade.
back and forth.
This
back and
train
forth.
is formed of 2 coaches.
Get bored after 4 stations, leave the game and never come back. That's the life cycle of a guest.
This is Benton.
If they're real, they'll
This
stick with
train
it.
is for Greenslade. The next
Now keep
station
it
is
moving.
Port Benton.
I was that once. I was a guest, then I was a TD, and I quickly became a QD. I grinded points, I bought quite a lot of points. I don't know how much money I've spent on this game, but enough points for me to buy everything.
Welcome on board this waterline service
Now I just have a
to
stockpile.
Greenslade.
Now I just make points for the heck of it.
Calling at Port Benton,
Not like I'm working
Morganstown
towards
Docks,
anything, I'm working
Whitney
towards
Green,
what will be.
and Greenslade. The next station is Port Benton.
I believe this is just normal, but... Oh, look at that. This guy is going to cut in front of me. That's what planning does for you, folks. Look at those legendary smarts.
We will shortly be arriving at Port Benton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
And no spadding. Great.
14. Waterline. Service to
Well,
Greenslade.
so far today I have seen
Calling
many
out
of Faceless
Morganstown
357.
Docks, Whitney Green, and Greenslade.
They really say nothing other
This
than I am a
train is
noob.
formed of 2
This is
coaches.
Port Benton.
They're such a good train
This
for the
train
starter
is for
train.
Greenslade.
Such a good train
The
because
next
it's just a
station
nothing
is
train.
Morganstown Docks.
It's already an imposter of the 170. It's already this sussy train, sussy baka train.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Greenslade. We will shortly be arriving at Morganstown Docks. Change here for services to Morganstown. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
What the hell was that?
Waterline. Service to Greenslade. Calling at
Oh,
Whitney Green
The
and Greenslade.
letter indicator
This train
flashed.
is formed of 2
Is that when it
coaches.
turns
This
on?
is Morganstown
Does it always
Docks.
do that?
This train is for Greenslade.
I have no idea.
The next station is Whitney
Anyway, it
Green.
says "Grr" because I'm going that way. But actually, does it always do that? I'll go past it. Yeah. But when it turns
Welcome
on,
board this
does it flash
waterline
white? Does it like
service to
initialize?
Greenslade.
I
The
haven't
next
seen one of them in
station
real
is
life.
Whitney
Or at
Green.
least I haven't focused on one of them. I haven't paid attention. That might always happen and I just haven't noticed it. Realistically, they haven't been around very long.
We will shortly be arriving at
You know, like
Whitney
shunt
Green.
lights.
Please
They also
mind
haven't
the
been around
gap
very
between
long.
the train and the platform.
Whitney Green, neat segue, on the other hand, has been around for very long because Whitney Green has not changed layout
Waterline,
since
service to Greenslade.
maybe like 1.1.
Calling at Greenslade only.
Whitney Green is one of the
This
few
train
stations
is
that has
formed
always
of
looked
two
like this,
coaches.
even
This
from
is
back
Whitney
in
Green.
1.4.
This train is for Greenslade.
That also includes like
The next station is Greenslade.
North Shore, or at least the basis of North Shore. They extended the platforms, and they added the bypass track for North Shore, but North Shore still looks the same. They extended the footbridge at Starry Loch. Starry Loch
Welcome
looks
on
the same.
board
They
this
also got rid of
waterline
Starry Loch
service to
signal
Greenslade.
box.
The next
Which is
station
like a
is
bra moment. Why would
Greenslade.
you do that? It was cool. West Wyvern looks the same, apart from some track that allows Express to terminate there. Thamir looks the same. Millcastle looks the same. The Lynn branch probably is due like a station overhaul, and I believe they are doing that. They sneak peeked. I was about to say snook pook. They snook pooked
We will shortly be arriving at Greenslade.
West Wyvern.
Please mind the
Highwinds
gap
between
between the
Marina
train and the platform.
Convenient
This
for me. I'm
train
not going there.
terminates here. All change, please.
No, but they've made West Wyvern. They made West Wyvern look like Grantham, and that's cool because I have a positive opinion of Grantham. I've been there before, twice, and we pull in late.
This is Greenslade.
We need to change
This train
towards
terminates
Benton.
here. All change, please. Thank you for travelling with us today.
To mentally prepare myself, slap myself twice on the cheeks. Whew.
The train now standing at platform 1 is the 1420 Waterline service
So
to
yeah, we have added
Benton.
like a minute to our time.
Calling at Whitney Green.
Come on then.
Morganstown Docks.
I need to get to Benton.
Port Benton and Benton. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Only guy here. Once again. Still all full of guests. We do have a guard. I wonder who the guard's guarding.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Benton. Calling at Whitney Green, Morganstown Docks, Port Benton and Benton. The next station is Whitney Green.
I tried this once. I tried it back when there was only 6 routes on Waterline. Much easier to plan back then. I did it in the Pacer for some reason. Not very smart because the Pacer's so slow, but the Pacer was new, so I used the Pacer. And I did that back in 1.8. Or was it? I think it was
We will
1.8.
shortly be arriving at Whitney Green. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. This is Whitney Green. This train is for Benton. The next station is Morganstown Docks.
Now, I probably realised this a long time ago, but I forgot that I have, and I've only re-realised it. They removed the grass. There was grass there, probably like a year ago, and I just haven't noticed, but they got rid of the grass.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Benton.
They got rid of the grass on the tramlink tracks. I mean, I'm pretty sure people were talking about that quite a while ago, saying, oh, is tramlink going to be back? No, it isn't. I'm sorry, no, it isn't.
Arriving at
Hey, look.
Morganstown Docks.
Connect train to Morganstown.
Change here for services to Morganstown. Please mind the gap
Or from
between the
Morganstown.
train and the platform.
I'll be there soon.
22. Waterline. Service to Benton. Calling at Port Benton and Benton.
Does Morganstown Docks have the shortest platform in the game, or is it Whitney Green?
This
No, I
is
think
Morganstown Docks.
They could make it bigger.
This train is
They just
for
haven't decided,
Benton.
though. They just
The
haven't
next
done
station is Port Benton.
that. Oh, shit.
Welcome on board this waterline service
I
to
forgot I had that
Benton.
bound on my mouse.
We will shortly
page up
be
and page down
arriving
bound
at
on my
Port
mouse.
Benton.
Thing is, I also have
Please
page up and
mind
page
the
down
gap
bound
between the
for
train and the platform.
skip and the opposite of skip,
23. Waterline.
split,
Service to
which I vocally
Benton.
reminded myself of,
Calling at Benton only.
but I appear to have
This
forgotten.
train is formed of 2 coaches.
This is Port Benton.
This is
train
Port
is
Benton.
for Benton.
I need to keep
The
myself
next
together.
station is Benton.
This calls for emergency suite. The pink ones. If the flavour has the word berry in the name, then it's immediately good. Or something that sounds like it, like cherry. Cherry is short for chaberry, by
Welcome
the way.
on board this waterline service to
Chum.
Benton.
Ch-
The next station
chaberry.
is Benton.
Ah. I did it again. Although this isn't cherry flavoured. This is a proper strawberry
We will
frutella.
shortly be arriving at Benton.
And they're one of the best
Change
tasting
here
things
for
that we've ever
services
made.
to Stepford Airport Central, Connolly, Esterfield, Farley, Leighton City, Newry, St Helens Bridge,
Right, the Benton.
Stepford Central, and Airport Terminal 2. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Terminates here.
This train
is the
terminates
service
here.
from
Change here for every
Queensland.
please. This is Benton. This train terminates here. All change, please. Thank you for travelling
Extreme
with us
sucking.
today.
Right, I can't say that. Morganstown.
The train now standing at platform 2 is the 1426 Waterline service to Morganstown. Calling at Port Benton, Morganstown Docks, and Morganstown. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Am I going to get this done in sub 2 hours? I don't think so. I'll get delayed by something eventually. I've already been delayed just by, you know, the timetables on Waterline being too restrictive.
1435 Stepford Connect service to
Here we go now to Morganstown.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Morganstown.
So we're about
Calling at
halfway.
Port Benton,
Well done, me.
Morganstown Docks,
You're halfway.
and Morganstown.
Now half two.
The next station is Port Benton.
No. Yeah. Watch this damn junction. Because you get caught out by it easily. You can't see it around the corner unless you go and, you know, zoom out. It could be any old express train going 125 from down here, you know?
Arriving at Port Benton.
Scary.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Waterline, service to Morganstown. Calling at Morganstown Docks and Morganstown. This train
I'm
is
thinking about
formed
old
of
Port
two
Benton.
coaches.
You know,
This
Port
is
Benton in the
Port
shed.
Benton.
This Port
train
Benton
is
is
for
better than that
Morganstown.
one, I gotta say.
The next station is Morganstown Docks.
That shed was annoying to position the camera to stop correctly in. It was the same thing with old Terminal 1, 2, not 3. It was the same with those. Terminal 1 is better. Terminal
Welcome
2 is
on
way
board
better.
This waterline service to Morganstown. We will shortly be arriving at Morganstown.
Have they given Terminal
Docks.
1 an exit?
Change here for services to
can't remember.
Greenslade. Please mind the gap
3 minutes
between
for
the
guard
train
training.
and the platform.
I'm busy, sorry. Oh damn, I didn't see it do
Service
the
to
thing.
Morganstown.
I'm never gonna know.
Calling at Morganstown only. This train is formed of two coaches.
This is Morganstown Docks. This train is for Morganstown. The next station is Morganstown.
You got Benton. Benton and a bit. Morganstown and something else. And then Morganstown. Oh. It's two
Welcome
minutes to
on board
Morganstown.
this waterline
They give you a bit of extra
service
time to go around this goofy
Morganstown.
curve.
The next station is Morganstown.
This is honestly the most ridiculous thing that they've ever done. This bridge, it makes no sense. It's just like, we've got to get that track from here to there. What's the most simple way we can do it? Build this goofy bridge and put the express trains on it. They'll love it.
We will shortly be
I just
arriving
don't think it
at
makes
Morganstown.
that much sense.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. This train terminates
None
here.
of the inclines
Change,
really make
please.
that much sense when it comes to Stepford County Railway. Like Benton Bridge over there. It's just, it looks too steep. You would be falling out your seat. You would have grannies falling out their seat. So why is this 2 coaches only? Have we ever figured that out? It's not due to physical
This is
restrictions because
Morganstown.
you can have the
This train
the
terminates here.
5
All
coach
change, please.
43
Thank you
come
for
across this
travelling
damn
with us
ramp.
today.
What's the issue here? Anyway, we don't change route because we can't. We just go back to Benton.
The train now standing at platform 5B is the 1431 Waterline service to Benton. Calling at
Morganstown is alright, but it's
Morganstown
way too
Docks,
empty.
Port
And the platforms are
Benton
way too long
and Benton.
because the trains are way too short.
Is formed of two coaches.
For all of this, like, platform
Platform
space to
3
actually be...
for the 14
Hey.
32 Stepford Express.
How's it going? Slow down, mate.
Service to West Wyvern.
West
Calling
Wyvern.
at Leighton,
Stopped at Eltham
Stepford
Junction.
Road, Leighton
Weird station,
City,
isn't it?
Edgemead, and West Wyvern. This train is formed of 5 coaches.
Well, have fun, mate.
First class is located at the rear of the train.
Still,
Welcome on board
No
this
other
waterline
waterliners to
service
see.
to Benton. Calling at Morganstown Docks, Port Benton and Benton. The next station is Morganstown Docks. We will shortly be arriving at Morganstown Docks. Change here for services to Greenslade. Please mind the gap
Oh.
between the train and the platform.
You know what I said about scenery? Look at that scenery. Check out the view from up here. And this damn thing. Come on. Above the depot. Wait. I will know.
23, waterline, service to Benton. Calling at
I
Port
will know what
Benton
the direction indicator
and
actually
Benton.
does when it turns on. Does it
This
flash?
train
Yeah,
is
please stop.
formed of 2 coaches.
I will
This
know what
is
it does because there's one
Morganstown
at like
Docks.
Airport West that tells you
This
whether you're
train is
going to
for
Terminal 2 or not.
Benton. The
And we'll be
next
doing
station
that
is
in 2
Port
seconds.
Benton.
2 minutes. However much time it takes to get from here to Benton to Westerfield.
Welcome on board
I can
this
sniff
waterline
victory.
service to Benton.
I probably shouldn't be sniffing it too hard though,
shortly be
because
arriving
victory
at
is still a
Port
long way off.
Benton.
Even if we only do
Please
have
mind
like
the gap between the
3
train
more
and
splits
the
to go.
platform.
Those splits will take 40 minutes. You know, like the first 3 did.
34, waterline, service to Benton. Calling at Benton only. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
This is Port Benton. This train is for Benton. The next station is Benton.
Waterline has 1 more space for 1 more route. The route 019. Is it ever going to be filled up? I don't know. What route could they do? They could go from somewhere else to Morganstown. That would kind of ruin the Morganstown shuttle.
Welcome on board
Benton
this
to somewhere
waterline
else?
service to Benton.
Benton to...
The next
I don't even
station
know where
is
Benton
Benton.
to somewhere could go. Newry Harbour to somewhere. Newry Harbour to Greenslade? That doesn't make much sense. No, I don't think... Oh, I thought they might have turned over
We
front
will
me.
shortly be arriving at Benton. Change here for services to Stepford
Yeah.
Airport
Ismail
Central,
Otaku
Connolly,
95, Limb by the Sea
Esterfield,
is what
Farley,
LBTS stands
Leighton City, Newry, St Helens Bridge,
for. This one.
Stepford Central, and Airport Terminal 2. Please mind the gap between the train and the
Welcome
platform.
back to Benton. We've been here
This
plenty of
train
times.
terminates
Service
here.
from
All
change,
Morganstown.
please.
Yeah, Benson. Probably like to go to New Street one day. Am I going to leave it? No. Really, it is Birmingham, so be very careful.
This is Benton. This
Be
train
very
terminates here. All change, please.
Platform 7
Thank you for
for
travelling
the
with us today.
14:35.
We change to
Stepford
Esterfield.
Express, service to Lynn by the Sea. Calling at Leighton, Stepford Road, Leighton
Esterfield.
City, West Wyvern, and Lynn by the Sea.
Q.
This train is formed
Does that,
of 5
that was
coaches.
the last letter remaining, I guess.
First class is located at the rear of
We
the
haven't
train.
actually had anyone
The train now
stick in my
standing
way
at
yet.
platform 2 is the 14:37
No one's quite in front of me, I haven't
service
spadded, I haven't been
to
delayed.
Esterfield. Calling at
Because no one's doing
Cambridge
Waterline.
Street Parkway. Airport
CSP
West,
again.
James Street, Farley, Rosedale Village, and Esterfield.
She's really loud when she says
This
that.
train is formed of 2 coaches. Platform 10, 36, Stepford Express, Service 2, Stepford Central.
Okay, so my estimations
St Helens
are a bit
Bridge
off.
and Stepford Central.
Be
This train is
3:14,
formed of
8:39.
5
That's
coaches.
only a bit over 5
First
minutes.
class is located at the rear of the
I
train.
still don't think I'm going to get it done
Your
sub
attention,
2 hours.
please.
I'm still very... Oh, I'm still very... Ugh. I don't know whether to be doubtful or not.
This is due to a member of the train crew being unavailable.
My estimate was 2 hours, but I thought that was a bare minimum, but no it isn't, because I've added 1 minute to all of the times that I estimated, because I thought,
Welcome on board.
well,
this
it's about an
waterline
average of a
service
minute's
to
wait
Esterfield.
at each station when you're
Calling
loading,
at
you know,
Cambridge
people on the
Street
train.
Parkway, Airport
We waited
West,
for over a minute back
James
at Benton.
Street, Farley, Rosedale Village, and Esterfield.
I'm just not sure. Like, it's already 1:10. We'll finish this in like 10
We will
minutes.
shortly be arriving at Cambridge Street Parkway. Change
I don't
here
know.
for services to Connolly.
Oh, we get to go to Westerfield.
Finds the gap between the train and the platform.
I get to go look at those stations which I never go
Esterfield.
to. Again,
Calling at Airport West.
it's a nice branch line,
James
really.
Street, Farley, Rosedale Village, and Esterfield.
This
This
is
train is
Cambridge
formed
Street
of 2
Parkway.
coaches.
This train is for Esterfield.
I ain't gonna have no one
The
on the
next
wall
station
now.
is Airport West.
I'll be alone, so alone.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Esterfield. The next station is Airport West.
Ooh. I want one of those lemon ones. Give me a lemon one. Yo, ghost that lives in my house for some reason. Give me one of the lemon ones. Down we go.
We will shortly be arriving at Airport West. Change here for services to Airport Terminal 2. Please
Why
mind the
55?
gap between the train and the platform.
Why not 50 or 45?
Waterline, Service to Esterfield,
Oh,
Calling
I didn't.
at
It was around the
James
corner. It's around the
Street.
corner. I can't see it.
Farley, Rosedale Village, and Esterfield.
This is Airport
Well, this
West.
is Airport West.
formed
This
of
train
2
is for
coaches.
Esterfield. The next station is James
For
Street.
Airport Parkway, which is right over there. They added this skylight so you could poke your driver camera out and see it. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That's so smart.
Welcome
That's
on
big and
board
smart.
this waterline
Tell you that.
service to
100.
Esterfield. The next station is James Street.
Drive super duper over James Street. I was checking the wiki, and apparently old James Street, people said that there was like a goblin or a ghoul that lived about there. Faraday TN, no, not Faraday. Farley. The Farley fellas. Alright, back at James Street. Don't mess about this time.
We will shortly be arriving at James Street. Please mind
Notifies
the
me
gap
of
between
my
the
impending
train
approach
and
to
the
James
platform.
Street. I like New James Street. I like the station building.
Platform
It doesn't
1
feel like a station
for the
building.
1442.
That's what makes it interesting.
Waterline, service to
And also this damn
Esterfield.
730 which just lives here,
Calling
I guess.
at Farley,
That's fine, whatever.
Rosedale Village,
Ugh.
and
This
Esterfield.
is James Street.
This train
This
is
train
formed
is for
of 2
Esterfield.
coaches.
The next
Yes.
station is Farley.
Why can I do this? If I were to go to passenger, then would I be through them? Another thing that I'm gonna have to think about. Anyway, yeah, there's another 730 here for no reason. You know, like the 730 in the middle of Connolly for no reason.
Welcome on board this
Just lives here.
waterline service to Esterfield. The next station is
Mhm.
Farley.
And then
We
in
will
2 seconds,
shortly
Farley.
be arriving at Farley. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
43.
Oh.
Waterline, service
Oh.
to Esterfield. Calling at
I was just there.
Rosedale Village and
That's lucky.
Esterfield.
Oh.
This
They're going
train
faster
is
than I thought.
formed of 2 coaches.
This is Farley. This train is for Esterfield. The next station is Rosedale
Farley.
Village.
This is where the university is. Wow. Oh no. Spanish people are here. Chat's gonna get flooded. Just like Airport West and flooding between Airport West and James Street.
Welcome on board
I was just
this
there.
waterline service to Esterfield.
Now to
The
Rosedale
next station is
Village.
Rosedale Village.
Yeah. Actually. They're laughing. But me, Mr. Worldwide, I know what they're saying.
We will shortly be arriving at Rosedale Village.
House.
Please mind the
Farm.
gap between the train and the platform.
14, 44. Waterline,
Oh,
service
stop.
to
Oh.
Esterfield.
I'm unfamiliar. I am
Esterfield.
so unfamiliar with this place.
This train
This
is
is
formed of
Rosedale
2
Village.
Rosewood Regional Medical
This train
Centre.
is for Esterfield.
A Rosedale.
The next station
Rosedale.
is Esterfield.
Rosedale Village. Cool place. I'm rediscovering everything, you know. I mean, I know Rosedale Head was one of the names considered for Connolly. Rosedale Head. Rosedale
Welcome on board
Village.
this waterline service to
This is the boatman lake.
Esterfield. The next station is Esterfield.
I think one of the disruption events can be like the lake is flooded. Yeah, they're going off. Okay.
We will shortly be arriving
This is Esterfield.
at Esterfield.
Esterfield's bigger than I
Please
think it is.
mind the gap between the train and the platform.
It really is.
This train terminates here. All change, please.
Uh-huh. This is Esterfield. Somehow the name for it got leaked before they even, like, you know, revealed it. Everyone was just like, yeah, Esterfield, we know what that is already. And I didn't. Thought they were lying, but no. Did the name get out? I wasn't really paying attention at that time.
This is
Yeah.
Esterfield.
Esterfield is a place to have a
This train
playground.
terminates here. All change,
And
please.
I don't even know if
Thank
that's a
you for
church or not.
travelling with us today.
Builders blocks. And these convenient hills that line the landscape. Yeah. Nuri, please.
The train now standing at platform 1 is the 1448 waterline service to Newry. Calling at Farley,
That looks
Airport
grayer than
West,
it should be.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton, West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay,
Right.
and Newry.
This is the final
This train
stretch.
is formed of
I'm
two
actually going to say that
coaches.
we are going to do it sub 2 minutes. Sub 2 hours. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it, lads. Oh, hell, we're going to make it. Ugh. I never thought I would. Because this is going to take 15 minutes, and the other one's going to take 15 minutes. Flooding has ended. Good. Sub 2 hours is possible. Come on, let's go. I've got stuff to do anyway. I can't spend the whole time playing the train game. Get moving.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry. Calling at Farley, Airport West, Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton, West Benton,
No, speed up yet.
Faraday Road, Eden Quay, and Newry.
Quick on the
The
speeding up.
next station is Farley.
Stop here. Please stand back from the platform edge.
We will shortly be arriving at Farley. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
1450 waterline service to Newry. Calling at Airport West, Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton,
This is
West
Farley.
Benton,
This
Faraday
train is
Road,
for Newry.
Eden Quay.
The next
and
station is
Newry.
Airport West.
This train is formed of two coaches.
Yeah. Imagine if universities actually had train stations. The only university train station I know is the aptly named University in Birmingham, again. Which makes sense if we're considering Benton to be sort of
Welcome
parallel
on
to
board
Birmingham.
This waterline service to Newry.
That's from Airport
The
West.
next station is Airport West.
It's going to take a while. Goodbye, James Street.
The train now approaching platform 2 does not stop here.
I don't think I've actually ever driven the Route 017 to Terminal 2. That'll be fun. That'll be enlightening. I'll use the word enlightening. Enriching. You know, like nuclear fuel. I'll be emitting high energy photons. I will be
You
emitting.
will shortly be arriving at Airport West. Change here for services to Airport Terminal 2.
Is 3 minutes necessary?
Please mind the gap
I guess.
between the train and the platform.
53, Waterline, service to Newry. Calling at Cambridge Street Parkway, Benton,
Sure thing. 3
West
minutes will be
Benton,
necessary.
Faraday Road,
This is
Eden
Airport
Quay,
West.
and
Airport West.
Newry.
This train is for
This
Newry.
train is formed of
The next
2
station is
coaches.
Cambridge
Oh.
Street Parkway.
Why are they there? Oh, that's because that's the boring old station building. I remember when it used to look like City Thames Link and it was epic. Yeah. Now it looks like this. It looks alright. I don't know what's the... That blue is weird though. Nitpick something, I think that blue is weird. It should be more of a waterline blue. It's too... It's like old waterline blue, in fact. You know, back when waterline was really dark blue. And it was waterline by Connect. And waterline gained its independence. Oh.
Welcome aboard this
Faraday Road,
Waterline
Eden Quay.
service
That
to
runs out.
Newry.
Hopefully.
The next station is
That runs out before I get there.
Cambridge Street Parkway.
Road vehicle colliding with a bridge between Faraday Road and Eden Quay. 14858. You know, that's... It's nice. It's nice timing. It's nice timing. Yeah. 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 Horns worn out.
We will shortly be arriving at Cambridge Street Parkway. Change
Welcome
here
back
for
to
services
Cambridge Street
to Connolly.
Parkway.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Calling at Benton, West Benton, Faraday Road, Eden Quay, and Newry.
You know, you could do this thing as a
is
loop.
formed of 2 coaches.
You could go from here,
This
back
is
to
Cambridge
Terminal 2.
Street Parkway.
to Terminal 2, back to
This
Newry,
train is
back
for
to...
Newry.
From Newry to
The next station
Connolly.
is Benton.
Newry to Connolly to Newry Harbour, to Farley. To Farley to Newry Harbour. Oh. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, there's a lot of doubling though. Or you could just do the whole route backwards. Terminal 2 to Newry, to Esterfield, to Benton, to Morganstown, to Benton, to Greenslade, to... Where was that train that was beep
Welcome
beep
on
beep beep
board
beep
this
beep 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 beeping?
waterline
Probably
service to
Benton.
Newry.
We are still a very guest-filled... slow down. Still a very guest-filled server. Los guests.
We will shortly be arriving at Benton. Change here for services to Stepford Airport Central, Greenslade, Leighton City, Morganstown, Port Benton, St Helens Bridge, and Stepford Central. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Work at a pizza place. The sound effects.
For the 1456 Waterline service
to
Newry.
Newry.
Calling
Calling
at
out.
West Benton, Faraday Road,
Open your mouth and emit
Eden
the
Quay,
noise.
and Newry. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Play the
This
speaking
is
sound effect.
Benton. This train is for Newry.
Platform
The next
4
station
for
is
the
West
14.
Benton.
Hey there, neighbour.
56.
Hey,
Stepford
neighbour.
Connect. Service to
Airport.
Leighton
No,
City.
Leighton.
Calling at
Did you know?
Benton Bridge, Hampton Hargate.
Based on those statistics that they
Upper
put on the
Staplow,
SER hub,
Waterton,
Leighton City is
Rocket
actually the
Parade,
preferred
Leighton,
terminus.
Stepford Road.
Is actually the
and
preferred terminus
Leighton
for noobs
City.
instead of Airport Central, even
This
though they
train
get
is
both.
formed of 4 coaches.
What's wrong with that?
Platform 7 for
The Route 045 is now the noob route. Wait, what about the Route 0...
Welcome on board
wasn't the
this
009
waterline
free
service
for a while?
to Newry.
I don't know.
Calling at West Benton,
I haven't been a noob in
Faraday
years.
Road, Eden Quay,
I'm so
and
fancy. Look at me with
Newry.
all my trains and my points
The
and my
next station
experience, which
is
is about to hit
West
6,200, by the way. Might reach the funny number, you know, the number that's
We will
funny.
shortly
Funny.
be arriving at West Benton.
69.
Please mind the gap between the
might
train
get really
and
funny.
the platform.
It will get funny eventually. It'll get so funny. I might even get 669, you know. And 420 points at the same
Platform
time.
2 for the 14. 58. Waterline.
Hey, bro.
To
Go.
Newry.
Why you stopped?
Calling at Faraday Road, Eden Quay.
Why you
and
stopped? Go.
Newry. This train
Go,
This is
Goober.
West
It's not
Benton.
red.
This train is
I'm not going to hit
for
into you
Newry.
either.
The next station is
I
Faraday
understand your
Road.
concern. West Benson. Oh. It's cleared up very quickly. Sub 2 hours is still within my reach.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry. The next station is Faraday Road.
Finish all of this in half an hour. I've had a good old time. I've had a good old time. I've had fun. I've had fun.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
I'm having fun. I'm still having fun. I'm having fun. Darting about all over the waterline network,
Calling at Eden Quay.
checking it all out. But as I
and
say,
Newry.
this would
This
be really
train is
unfun
formed
to
of
do.
2 coaches.
This would be really unfun to do with Connect.
This is Faraday Road. This train
If
is
I was to
for
do Connect,
Newry.
I would do Connect all
The next
stations.
station is Eden Quay.
Because then, some routes I would have to ignore. Some routes that are like, you know, don't stop at any new stations. But the one that comes to mind is the one that goes from Stepford Victoria to Willowfield, which is a really weird route. But it also doesn't stop at any
Welcome on
station.
board
There's no
this
station
waterline
on the
service
backside
to
of the
Newry.
Stepford
The
Triangle.
next station is Eden
Here.
Quay.
Hi. Spot the Norwegian.
We will shortly be arriving at Eden Quay.
Eden Quay.
Please mind the gap between the train
They
and
made
the
Eden Quay look like
platform.
Eden, and they still kept the rainbow lights. Well done.
Calling at Newry only. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Well, they also got rid of the rainbow lights on the entrance to Lynn. I thought those
This
were a bit
is
garish,
Eden
though.
Quay.
I
This
thought
train
those
is
were a bit,
for
like,
Newry.
silly.
The next station is
You know, like
Newry.
rainbow lights there? Not really. I like them here because they remind you of the old towers that really did not need to exist, that were just lit up different colours, and they were on the water for some reason. Were they, I think? It's just randomly coloured towers. They were different colours. They didn't really have much purpose to them other than looking cool.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Newry. The next station is Newry.
It might be Pringle time soon. Guess what? I'm still recording. Look at that, top right corner. Ha ha ha.
We will shortly be arriving at Newry. Change here for services to Newry Harbour.
I've been a smart little
Please
automaton
mind
and
the
I've,
gap
you know,
between the train and the platform.
kept it recording.
This train terminates here.
And I'm going to
All
be
change,
smart
please.
and slow down 15 miles per hour so I can enter the terminating platform at Newry. So I can go to Terminal 2. That's right. Stepford Airport Terminal 2. It's not even that near Stepford. You know, it's like Stansted. London Stansted. Why
This
isn't it
is
Bishop
Newry.
Stortford Stansted?
This train terminates here. All change, please.
Why isn't
Thank
London
you for
Southend
travelling with us today.
Southend Airport? Or London City? That's actually kind of in London though. But it's not near the city. It's London Canary Wharf. Or London Docklands in general
The
Airport.
train now standing at platform 1 is the 1504 Waterline Service to Airport Terminal 2. Calling at Eden Quay, Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton, Cambridge Street Parkway, Airport West,
Yeah, it's Pringle time.
and
One of
Airport
these.
Terminal 2. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Flooding between Terminal 2 and Terminal 3. They're arguing about someone else's DSing. Why I know in what
Welcome on
platforms a
board
DS
this
is right now,
waterline
because she's the only
service
DS
to
lol appears in
Airport
SE.
Terminal 2. Calling at Eden Quay, Faraday
You mean
Road,
her?
West Benton, Benton, Cambridge Street Parkway, Airport West.
Well, no, there's actually
and
no way
Airport
to tell
Terminal 2.
here
The next station is
where a
Eden
person's
Quay.
DSing. On the SCR hub there is. If she is in SE and she's the only in SE, then she would be 1 to 4. And how I know? Intuition, my dear friend. Yes. You just get to know these things.
We will shortly be arriving at Eden Quay. Please mind the gap between the train
You just
and
get
the
to know
platform.
these things. Aww,
Terminal 2.
THX.
Calling at Faraday Road, West Benton, Benton,
Oh, and I'm
Cambridge Street
still the
Parkway,
only guy on
Airport
Waterline.
West,
Really?
and
Really?
Airport Terminal 2.
This
This
is
train
Eden
is
Quay.
formed
Wow, how
of
lonely
2
I am.
This train
coaches.
is for Airport Terminal 2. The next station is Faraday Road.
That's right, Terminal 2. They give you 4 minutes between Airport West and Terminal 2. That's plenty of time. Sub 2 hours. Here we are.
Welcome on board this waterline service to
They're getting the
Airport
two
Terminal
DSs mixed
2.
up now. There's Swax
The
Beta
next station
and
is
Espacate.
Faraday Road.
They're not very good at communicating. I don't think the SER community as a whole would be very good at communicating, given that half of us are probably autistic. Can you explain what you mean?
Be arriving at Faraday Road. Please mind between the train and
I
the
can't look at
platform.
these guys. They're such goobers.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Airport West, and Airport Terminal 2. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
Smooth stop, smooth stop.
This is Faraday Road. This train is for Airport Terminal
This is what train
2.
drivers must feel like all the
next
time, except they
station
must be
is
even more
West
bored.
Benton.
Because they're just going back and forth between 2 different things. They must be so bored. Either that, or they're boring people who like boring things. I feel like
Welcome
that's a
on
thing I
board
could
this
do.
waterline service to Airport
I would get really
Terminal
tired
2.
at the end of the day though, because
The
I don't
next
know
station
how
is
shifts
West
work.
Benton.
I don't know how long they do it for, because they change driver. I know in like long distance journeys, you know, like on the main lines, East Coast, West Coast, you get him change in driver like halfway
We
through
will
at
shortly
York,
be
maybe.
arriving at West Benton. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Fazbear.
Airport West, and Airport
Who?
Terminal 2.
You.
This train is
Why are
formed
you
of
on-
2 coaches.
Oh yeah. There's 5 tracks. Waterline down,
This is
waterline
West
actually
Benton.
up, because Benton
This
is, we're
train is
considering
for
Benton the hub.
Airport Terminal
Waterline up,
2.
waterline down.
The next station is Benton.
Connect down from Stepford Central, express down, express up, express up, connect up. When does a track become up and when does it stop being down? Like
Welcome
if
on
you
board
consider
this waterline
Stepford
service
Connect to have
Airport Terminal
multiple
2.
hubs, say like at
The next
Leighton
station is
and
Benton.
Benton, where does it stop? Do you consider Bowden to be a satellite of Benton?
We will
Or
shortly
Stepford?
be arriving
I'd say
at
Bowden's
Benton.
more like Benton.
Change here for services
But
to
Angel Pass
Stepford Airport Central,
is more like
Greenslade,
Stepford.
Leighton City, Morganstown, Port Benton, St Helens Bridge, and Stepford Central. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
My platform 1 through 9. Yeah, she's at SC. She's at Stepford Central.
And
Doing
Airport Terminal 2.
Stepford Central, the terminating
This
platforms
train
1 through
is
9.
formed of 2 coaches.
What is Woodium?
This is Benton. This train is for Airport Terminal 2.
I
The
shouldn't be
next
whip,
station
whip, whip,
is
whip,
Cambridge
you know?
Street
Platform
Parkway.
5
Some people
for
don't
the
know English.
15,
The thing I forget
11,
sometimes.
Stepford Connect.
I have a
Service
bad
to
tablet. Always crashes.
Stepford Airport
See,
Central.
there's the tablet kid.
Calling out
I foresaw,
London Bridge,
you know?
Stepford
Tablet
Airport
kid.
Parkway,
iPad kid.
and Stepford Airport Central.
You think it's a curio?
This
Does
train is
Roblox even
formed
run on
of 4
curios?
coaches.
Welcome
I
on
would
board
suggest joining
this
one of the 20
waterline
player servers,
service
but I
to
recently figured out that
Airport
they don't
Terminal
exist
2.
anymore. So I was going to try
Calling
going on
at
one.
Cambridge Street Parkway, Airport West.
Here we go.
And
We're gonna
Airport
make
Terminal
it.
2.
We're gonna make it. Sub 2 hours. I never thought I would see this. That's right. Sub 2 hours. I thought it would take 2 hours and a bit.
We will shortly be arriving at
I thought sub 2
Cambridge
hours was
Street
going to be the
Parkway.
bare minimum, but no. No.
Change here for
Look at
services
this.
to
Look at this.
Connolly. Please mind the
We've
gap
almost
between
made it.
the train and
We've
the
almost
platform.
made it. We've almost made it. We've almost made it. We almost did it. We did it.
Airport
We did
Terminal
it.
2. Calling at
Oh, we've done it.
Airport
How
West.
many ways can I
and
say that?
Airport Terminal.
It. We
This
done. We
train
done
is
it.
formed of 2 coaches.
Yeah. Well done.
This is Cambridge
Yeah.
Street Parkway.
Yeah.
This train is for Airport Terminal 2.
And
The
it
next
feels like it
station
took
is
way less than it did.
Airport
I mean,
West.
I just sort of turned my brain off and drove. I drive. You know, I'm that guy. I just went and did that. Cone zone. Oh, get in the cone zone. It's a very illuminant sign. This is the Song official store, official shop. Is where they sell the cones.
Welcome on board this waterline service to Airport Terminal 2. The next
Official
station
cone
is
zone.
Airport West.
Oh yeah, this is happening. Ah, shit. My microphone fell over, but I picked it up in time. This is the last opportunity I have. Issue, I can't see in front of me. I'm not going to have that opportunity. I'll figure it later. I'll express my curiosity later.
We will shortly be arriving
Because
at
today we're at Airport West. Only one more station to go.
Services to Esterfield and Harley. Please mind the gap
No,
between
it's
the
already
train
on.
and the platform.
Waterline. Service to Airport 2.
I thought it would be a 2.
Calling at Airport Terminal 2 only. This train is formed of 2 coaches.
This is Airport
That's great.
West.
And that takes us over there and
This
like
train is for
up and around,
Airport
doesn't it?
Terminal 2. The next station is Airport Terminal 2.
Platform 1 for the 50.
Oh, that's for Airport Parkway.
Welcome
I thought
on
someone
board
was gonna
this
be here.
Waterline service
I thought I was
to
gonna have a
Airport
friend.
Terminal 2.
Wow.
The next
No,
station
no.
is Airport Terminal 2.
I mean, technically it is. It's better for the speed run to not be interrupted by anything. But yeah, I guess I was completely wrong about my calculations. I was completely wrong about my calculations having had to add 1 minute onto the loading times, because we're gonna make it, and it's gonna be in about, you know, like 10 minutes short of 2 hours, and we've got like 10 routes on them. This is it. We made it. We made it, lads. We made it to Terminal
We
2.
will shortly be arriving at Airport Terminal 2. Change here for services
A waterline
to
train here.
Airport
Feels so
Terminal
weird.
3.
I usually
Please
come in here
mind
with
the
my
gap
big ol'
between
like
the train
802 or
and
something.
the platform. This train terminates here. All change, please.
I made it. I made it. We made it. We did it. It's when the summary comes on the screen. Or is it when I load? Because then it would actually like be affected by the time. Yeah, I'll stop it when I stop the train well along the platform, and there we go. Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
This is Airport Terminal 2. This train terminates here. All change, please.
That makes
you for
more
travelling
sense
with
because
us today.
I would be waiting here for 1 minute, and it would only finish when like the whole minute's up. I think this makes more sense from a speed running point of view. And I made the category, so whatever. This is it. This is it. I made it. Why does the things look like that? I don't know. This is based on Manchester, isn't it? It's great. I did it. We did it. We made it. I did the whole damn thing, and I didn't see anyone on the way there. No one exists here, I guess, you know. I was completely alone for the whole of it. Oh my god. Well, that's nice. That's great. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's it. That's done. That's done. Completed schedule 2, terminal 2. It's that. Take a look at that. And that was the 100% waterline speedrun. That was it. Again? That happened like earlier. These damn road vehicles keep on crashing into a bridge between St. Helens Bridge and Ellesmere Junction. What a shame. And poof, I'm gone. Poof, I'm gone. That fits nicely there. Yeah, put it there. Nice.